When my father was about 12, old enough to feel the sting of abandonment like a fresh wound, but young enough to still harbor a flicker of hope, the news rippled through the household like a rare breeze. Clara, his mother, was coming home for a visit from England. Letters had arrived sporadically over the years, filled with tales of foggy streets and factory shifts, but this was different. An actual return, however brief. Marcus and Etta buzzed with preparations, slaughtering a chicken for a feast and airing out the best linens. The cousins, Jamal, Devin, and Tyrone, were scrubbed clean and dressed in their Sunday best, chattering excitedly about the gifts she might bring, sweets from London perhaps, or shiny toys unseen in rural Jamaica. My father, however, was kept at arm's length from the anticipation. Etta had made it clear from the start, "This visit ain't for you, boy. Your mama's here to see family." He was confined to his chores, weeding the yam hills far from the house, while the others primped and planned. Deep down, my father yearned for just a moment, a hug, a kind word, anything to bridge the ocean that had separated them since he was a toddler. He imagined her face, pieced together from faded photographs, soft eyes, a warm smile that might finally turn toward him. The day arrived with Clara stepping out of the cabin of Moss Danny's old market truck, the back of which was packed with neighbors, all making the trip to meet her at the Norman Manley Airport in Kingston. It was customary in those days, whenever someone was traveling to or from overseas, the community made an outing of it, as this was a special treat for those in the rural areas to visit the airport. People dressed in their Sunday best, children oiled till they shone. Men wore felt hats and suits, and women with hair freshly pressed, and wore dresses so stiff from being starched that these dresses could stand by themselves without adorning the body of a soul. Such was this setting as Clara made her way up the winding path to the house. My father heard the commotion from the fields, the laughter, the exclamations of joy as she embraced Marcus and Etta, then lavished attention on the cousins. "Look how big you've grown, Jamal. Devin, you're the spitting image of your uncle. Tyrone, come here, my little prince." Her voice, accented now with a British lilt, carried on the wind, each word a dagger to my father's heart. She spoke of his siblings in England, shared stories of their successes, but his name never crossed her lips. It was as if he didn't exist, a forgotten footnote in her life abroad. Forbidden from approaching, my father finished his tasks early and crept back toward the house under the cover of guava bushes. The sun dipped low, casting long shadows, and the family had gathered in the drawing room for evening tea. Heart pounding, he positioned himself behind a cluster of banana trees, close enough to peer through the open window of the front room. There she was, Clara, elegant in a floral dress that screamed city, her hair neatly pinned, laughing as she passed out wrapped packages to the cousins. Jamal unwrapped a toy car, Devin a crisp shirt, Tyrone a bag of colorful candies. Etta fussed over her, pouring more sorrel drink, while Marcus nodded along to her tales. Clara's face lit up with pride for them all, everyone but him. My father strained for a better look, his fingers gripping the windowsill, desperate to memorize her features, to imagine what it might feel like if she turned and saw him, really saw. But fate was unkind. A twig snapped under his foot, and Tyrone's sharp eyes caught the movement. "Hey, it's the orphan boys spying," he shouted, pointing accusingly. The drawing room erupted. Jamal and Devin bolted out, grabbing my father by the arms before he could flee. They dragged him inside, where Clara barely glanced his way, her expression one of mild annoyance, as if he were a stray dog interrupting the reunion. "What's this now?" she murmured, turning back to her tea without a word of acknowledgement. Etta's fury was swift and merciless. "How dare you disrespect your betters, peeping like a thief!" she snarled, fetching the switch from the corner, a thin, flexible branch that whistled through the air. My father was stripped to his waist and bent over a stool in the yard, the punishment administered in full view of the family. The switch bit into his back 10 times, each lash drawing welts that burned like fire. Clara watched impassively from the veranda, sipping her drink, her indifference a deeper wound than any strike. The cousins jeered, calling him sneaky rat and unwanted, their laughter mingling with his stifled cries. That night, as my father lay on his mat on the floor, Back throbbing and tears drying on his cheeks, the rejection solidified into a quiet resolve. Clara left a few days later, boarding Mas Danny's truck without so much as a goodbye to him. The visit became another scar in his collection, a reminder that blood didn't always mean belonging. Yet in the years that followed, as he built his own life, my father transformed that pain into a fierce protectiveness, vowing to himself that when he had a family of his own, they would never know such neglect. Want more stories? Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook and TikTok. Like and share our videos. Thank you for watching.